Good morning, children. Today we are going to begin with a new topic, and that is tenses. Now, let us know what is a tense. Tense is the form of the verb that indicates the time and manner of the action. So, tenses denote the time of an action. They help us to know when the action happened, whether the action happened in the past, in the present, or it will take place in future. Now look at the following examples. I write a letter, I wrote a letter, and I will write a letter. In the first sentence, I write a letter, first form of the verb is used and it is present tense. In the second sentence, I wrote a letter, second form of the verb is used and it is past tense. In the third sentence, I will write a letter, will plus first form of the verb is used and it is future tense. Now, let us move ahead and learn about the tenses in detail. See, children, by using tenses, we can refer to either present, past, or future time. Each of these tenses can further be divided into 4 subtypes. That is simple or indefinite tense, continuous or progressive tense, perfect tense, or perfect continuous tense. Let us begin with indefinite tense. The first one is simple present or present indefinite tense. Simple present tense is used to denote habitual actions. I'm giving you the example for the same. She moves her hands while speaking. Simple present tense is also used to express general or universal truths. For example, the earth revolves around the sun. This tense is also used to express scientific facts. For example, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. We even express our thoughts and feelings by using simple present tense. For example, your hands feel cold. Another example, I admit my fault. This tense is also used for repeated actions, means the actions that happen often or that happen repeatedly. For example, I go to market every Sunday. We express our likes and dislikes by using simple present tense. For example, I like chocolate. I dislike watching television. The professional activities are also expressed by using simple present tense. Example, the doctors treat the patients. Now let us know about the rule of simple present tense. Simple present tense is expressed using first form of the verb plus ses. Let us know about the rule of simple present tense in detail. Here you can see the chart of the rules of simple present tense. If it is assertive sentence, then we use subject plus first form of the verb plus s or es plus object. Or we use subject plus first form of the verb plus subject. Now, it is clearly mentioned that s and es is used with singular subjects, and with plural subjects we use only first form of the verb. Example is given, child plays and children play. Moving ahead, let us learn how to frame interrogative, negative, or interrogative negative sentences by using indefinite tense. If the subject is I, you, we, they, or plural, then while framing interrogative sentence, we use do plus first form of the verb. If the subject is he, she, it, or singulars, then we frame interrogative sentence by using does plus first form of the verb. Similarly, when we are framing negative sentences, then with the subjects I, you, we, they or plural, we use don't plus first form of the verb, and with the subjects he, she, it or singulars, we use doesn't plus first form of the verb. Here you can see various examples given in affirmative and negative sentences. You speak English. Negative. You don't speak English. Let me frame interrogative sentence as well. Do you speak English? Interrogative. Negative. Don't you speak English? Question mark. A few more examples for you. I usually meet my friends on Sunday. She likes to play cricket. The school bus picks up the students at 6 a.m. They don't like chocolate. Do they like chocolate? And last sentence, don't they like chocolate? Moving on to second type of indefinite tense, that is past indefinite tense or simple past tense. Simple past tense is used to denote an act that took place in the past and has been finished. It is usually formed by using past participle, that is the second form of the verb. Examples: Reena studied yesterday at 2 in the afternoon. Preetham called the police. Priya completed her work last week. These are the examples of simple past tense, and you can notice that here in all these sentences, second form of the verb is used. Now let us study about the rule of simple past tense in detail in the next slide. For framing assertive or positive form sentences, we use subject plus second form of the verb plus object in simple past tense. For example, I bought a car. In negative sentences, we use subject plus did not plus first form of the verb plus object. For example, I did not buy a car. For framing interrogative sentences, we use did plus subject plus first form of the verb plus object. For example, did I buy a car? For framing interrogative negative sentences, we use did plus subject plus not plus first form of the verb plus object. For example, didn't you buy a car? Or did you not buy a car? The future indefinite tense is used to express the action or event which is likely to happen in future. It is also used to express intention, willingness, promise, threat, or to make offer or request. Simple future tense is expressed using will, shall, plus first form of the verb. For example, I will jump in the lake. Suzanne will not go to Germany. Shall I help you? What shall I make? In this slide, you can see the rule for the formation of simple future tense, that is subject plus will shall plus base form, that is the first form of the verb. Now, when to use will and when to use shall, this we will be learning in our next slide. With the first person pronouns, that is I or we use shall to express simple future action, to offer or to make a suggestion. For example, I shall eat pizza. Another example, shall I help you? But if the sentence expresses the intention, promise, or determination of the speaker, then we can even use will with I or we, that is the first person pronouns. For example, I will go to my grandmother's house tomorrow positively. Secondly, if the sentence expresses any threat in the sentence, Then also with the first person pronouns that is I and we use will. For example, I will give you a slap if you don't complete your work in time. Similarly, with second and third person pronouns that is you, he, she, it, and they, we use will to express simple future action or to make offer or to give a suggestion. But if there is intention, promise, determination, or threat, then we can even use shall with second and third person pronouns. Children, please note that in modern English, will is preferred to shall. In this slide, you can see various examples of will.